Channel 3 is where the news comes first.
.50. Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for waking up with us. And Sean, we've been talking about Hurricane Arthur. And the folks in North Carolina and those Outer Banks, not a great 4th of July ahead for them.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, watching it last week, and this storm just sort of spawned or was born right off the coast, which typically they start a little farther out in the Atlantic, sometimes as far away as Africa. They can
We're
run
just
all
glad
the way.
It's not over the land, but still it's...
Right, but they didn't have a whole lot of time to talk about it, really get ready. It just, bam, there it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, now they are watching it, of course. It's chugging up the East Coast as you can speak right now, and you'll notice the hurricane eye did go across what we refer to as the Outer Banks. That area, of course, is very prone to Atlantic storms, and you can see now the eye drifting out into the ocean. So two things are likely to happen. One, it should continue to remain fairly strong, but there is some cold air or cooler, drier air rushing in. You can kind of see how the eye sort of unwinds just a little bit. It was really vigorous right there, and now it's kind of coming undone a bit, but there's still a lot of energy, so a lot of surf up and down the East Coast, and as well, some heavy rains. And if it does meander a little closer to the landmass, which is possible, not expected, then you could have some more issues along the New England coastline over the next couple of days. For us, of course, no hurricane weather whatsoever. We do have some cloud cover out there and reduced visibilities along the central coast, and it looks like perhaps maybe just a little bit down around Point Mugu in the Oxnard Plain area. So we're keeping an eye on our cloud cover. It should dissipate by the late afternoon. I repeat, should, only because it's the marine layer, and sometimes it can have a mind of its own. So by tonight, we're hoping to see clear weather across the area, but there is a chance that we could have some fog sort of dancing in and around our fireworks shows. And you can see by tomorrow morning, it looks like that marine layer is back in full strength again as we head into the weekend. But it looks like it should be fairly benign marine layer. It should back off throughout the morning hours and the afternoon. Overnight temperatures will give way to nice 60s and 70s right along the beaches. 80s in some of our warmer coastal areas are not out of the question, depending on that marine layer. As long as it gets out of the way, well, then we could see some nice warming, even for the beach folks. But it looks like inland areas are going to do very nice. No problems with that marine layer in and around areas like Ojai, back up to Paso Robles, Cuyama, Santa Paula, and beautiful Camarillo. Even could brush the 80s this afternoon. And Oxnard, the airport, well, maybe high 70s. You get closer to the beaches, though. Again, likely to be seeing more 70s, maybe even some upper 60s. There's your 4th of July forecast for Santa Barbara. Looking great across the board. The only sort of fly in the ointment, so to speak, is the possibility of seeing some monsoon moisture creep into the region by, say, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. There is a slight chance that some of that could make its way above, say, San Diego, Orange counties, and get into LA, Ventura, and that would be by Sunday and Monday. It looks like, for the most part, again, it should stay south of our area and to the east, but there is that very slight chance that we do have to keep an eye on that. So we'll go ahead and stop on Ventura, where that's one of the areas where that moisture can sometimes work its way into the eastern portions of the county, in and around those mountains, and we could see some thunder. So we'll keep an eye on that, Sharon, of course, and we'll be back with more forecast maps in just a little while.
All right, Sean, thank you. A nice 4th of July on 10.